We begin the narrative in a remote Canadian forest. Soon after, Jackie and Jules, a married couple who have been together for some time, are introduced. They head to Jackie's old family house, located by a beautiful and tranquil lake, to celebrate their wedding anniversary. The surroundings are serene, and Jules falls in love with the place at first sight, enjoying her presence there. As she walks through the interior, Jules notices that Jackie has stepped out. She goes outside to look for her partner and finds her standing by the boat shed, lost in thought. Jules asks what is wrong, but Jackie avoids answering directly and is evasive about the matter. That night, after dinner, Jackie plays guitar for Jules, performing a song with lyrics about an inner demon. Jules is not pleased with the song, finding it somewhat strange, and upon noticing this, Jackie decides to put the guitar aside to lighten the mood. The two move closer and share a sweet moment. However, the sound of a car stopping outside startles Jules, leading her to wonder who could be there so late at night, as there are no houses or people nearby. Jackie decides to go out and check the identity of the visitor. The sudden arrival turns out to be Sarah, Jackie's childhood friend, who expresses surprise at seeing Jackie after so many years. Jackie questions the reason for her late visit, and Sarah replies that she saw the lights of the cabin on and was curious. During the conversation, Sarah calls Jackie by the name Megan, making Jules suspicious of the truths told by Jackie, thinking her partner is hiding something from her. Jules asks Sarah if she lives nearby, and Sarah reveals that her house is across the lake. After a brief conversation, Sarah says her goodbyes. Jules then discusses the name with Jackie and becomes irritated. The next morning, Jules decides to take a walk in the forest, still reflecting on what happened. By the lakeside, she spots a small boat with strange inscriptions. While observing the boat, Jackie arrives and invites her for a ride. During the boat ride, Jackie finally confesses that she changed her name because when she discovered her sexual orientation, she wanted to start a new life and assume a new identity. Jules still feels somewhat sad, but Jackie gifts her a necklace containing a picture of them together, causing Jules's anger to gradually fade. After they return home, the two practice shooting. Jules struggles to aim, but when Jackie picks up the gun, she hits the target every time, surprising Jules. Jackie explains that she used to hunt with her father during her childhood. One summer, her father took her along with a friend named Jenny, provided Jackie with a gun, and sent her out to hunt alone. It was then that a bear appeared. Fearing for her life, Jackie shot at the bear. The bullet hit, but the bear didn't die immediately. Jackie was forced to witness the bear's suffering for about 20 minutes because her gun jammed. Then her father handed her a knife and ordered her to kill it to save her own life. When Jules asked what that meant, Jackie explained that they used the bear throughout the winter and that nothing was wasted. The next morning, Jules wakes up and finds herself alone. Jackie has gone into town to get her things. Feeling lonely, Jules crosses the lake in a boat towards Sarah's house, and her husband Daniel welcomes her warmly. When Sarah goes to fetch water, Jules notices a photo on a shelf featuring Jackie, Sarah, and a girl named Jenny, the same Jenny mentioned by Jackie. Sarah finds it a bit strange that Jackie never shared many details about her, especially since Jenny passed away many years ago, a very difficult time for everyone. This becomes yet another secret for Jules, deepening her suspicions. The next day, during a walk in the forest, Jules keeps a certain distance. Jackie asks why she is so distant. Jules mentions Jenny. Jackie becomes very emotional and reveals that Jenny challenged her one day to swim across the lake. They began swimming together, but Jenny disappeared. Jackie tried to find her, but was unsuccessful. 2 days later, a rescue team found Jenny's body. Jackie tells Jules that after Jenny's death, the police interrogated her but found no evidence against her, despite the fact that everyone believed Jackie was guilty. Jackie becomes emotional, stating that she could never hurt Jenny, who was her closest friend. Jules regrets doubting her and hugs her to comfort her. After some time, Jackie takes Jules to a nearby cliff and mentions that it is her favorite spot. The view from there is bright, surrounded by dense trees and a peaceful lake below. Jules admires the view until Jackie suddenly pushes her off the cliff. Jules falls abruptly. Jackie remains completely calm as she approaches the edge and looks down. After falling from a great height, Jules stays silent. There is no fear or regret in Jackie's eyes, only cold indifference. What surprises everyone is that Jackie shows no kindness at all. Instead, she reveals herself to be a calculating and ruthless murderer. Everything had been planned beforehand. Jackie had called Jules out there with the intent to kill her, but the reason remains unknown. Upon returning home, Jackie shows no signs of panic. She remains completely calm. She burns her torn shirt that was damaged during the push, and later cries deliberately to emphasize the drama for when she calls the police, so everyone believes it was an accident. But before that, Jackie returns to the cliff to check if Jules's body is there, and upon arriving, she finds that Jules has disappeared. Only the necklace Jackie had given to Jules remains. This indicates that Jules is still alive. Jackie shows no concern, convinced that finding Jules will not be difficult. Meanwhile, Jules, seriously injured, drags herself through the forest. Everything that has happened in the last few hours becomes a nightmare she wishes to awaken from. Her shoulder is dislocated, but being a doctor, she finds a way to compose herself despite the pain. Her whole body aches, and she cannot discern what bothers her more, her injuries or the betrayal of the woman she loves. This leaves her deeply anguished and confused. Noticing the approaching traitor, she hides behind a large rock and begins to cry, wondering about the reasons for it all. Then she hears Jackie's voice calling her name and pretending to be deeply remorseful. Initially, Jules believes Jackie is speaking the truth, so she peeks around the rock. What she sees shocks her. Jackie's tears are completely fake. Jackie is still hunting her, and there is no remorse or love in her gaze. For Jackie, Jules is merely prey. Realizing this, Jules's last hope vanishes. She cries silently, but remains determined to escape at all costs. That night, Jackie roams the forest, determined to find Jules and finish her off. Jules is exhausted and in pain. Almost falling asleep, she hears Jackie's cold and threatening voice approaching. It starts to rain, and Jules covers her mouth to prevent any sound from escaping. Eventually, Jackie withdraws, and Jules finds herself forced to spend the entire night alone in the forest. The next morning, Jackie takes her insulin, as she is diabetic, and like a hunter, prepares herself and heads out again into the forest. Meanwhile, Jules finds herself extremely weak, coming across a bit of water and drinking. All her strength has drained, but she desperately wishes to survive, so she keeps moving forward. Minutes later, Jackie searches the forest, and in the meantime, Jules manages to reach their cabin, even without remembering the way. Upon entering, she desperately searches for her phone but cannot find it. There is no signal, no internet, nothing. She locates some medications and a sewing kit, using them to treat and suture her wounds. Shortly after, Jackie returns home and immediately realizes that Jules has been there. At that moment, Jules has already taken the boat and is crossing the lake towards Sarah's house, hoping to find help. However, Jackie spots her, quickly grabs another boat, and follows her. In the middle of the lake, Jackie finally catches up to Jules, who struggles with all her might to escape, thrashing her arms and legs to steer the boat, but she is so weak and injured that she cannot resist. Daniel spots the two on the lake and asks loudly if everything is all right. He is a distance away, so he cannot see Jules's injuries. Jackie calmly replies that Jules is not feeling well and that they are heading back home, while silently threatening Jules, stating that if she says anything, she will be killed. She would regret it. However, Jules gathers her courage and invites Sarah and Daniel for dinner. Jackie seethes with rage inside, but cannot act at that moment. Now Jackie's desire becomes evident. Her only purpose is to finish off Jules. After returning home, Jackie bathes Jules, ensuring that there are no marks or scars on her body so that Sarah and Daniel do not suspect anything. Jules mentions that she will scream for help when the guests arrive. Jackie watches her with anger and threatens, making sure that if that happens, she will kill them all. To prove her point, Jackie submerges Jules in the bathtub water, terrifying her. After a while they wait for the guests, Jules completely breaks down and pleads with Jackie to stop. She argues that she is sick and needs help, and that if Jackie does this, she will stay with her. However, Jackie completely ignores Jules's pleas. Instead, she begins a conversation about her first wife, Erica, in a very calm voice, an event that hits Jules with real fear. Through her reflections, she realizes that Jackie had committed similar actions before. Now Jules understands everything. Jackie was planning to kill her and receive the life insurance payout. Shortly thereafter, the guests, Sarah and Daniel, arrive. Jackie greets them affectionately and appears normal. Sarah never approved of Jackie, possibly suspecting her after Jenny's death. She attends because of Jules. During dinner, Jackie watches Jules incessantly. After a while, Jules can no longer control herself and reveals the truth to Sarah. Jackie watches everything, even though she is next to Daniel. Sarah quickly instructs Daniel to leave, but before they can react, Jackie attacks Daniel and slits his throat. Then she pursues Sarah and brutally kills her as well. The violence is so cruel that Jules, terrified, freezes. Jackie shows no fear or hesitation. She remains completely calm. Even her heart rate stays normal. Jackie disposes of the bodies and explains to Jules that she was the one who did this. Jackie meticulously cleans the house, eliminating all evidence, which reveals previous experience. It is evident that Jackie is completely psychopathic. Moreover, she feeds Jules to avoid suspicion in the autopsy. Jules pleads with Jackie and tries to stop her, but Jackie remains impassive. As the lunatic prepares to leave, Jules finds the little box containing other necklaces from previous victims, something that shocks her even more. After that, they both head toward the destination in the forest for Jackie to finish off her old companion, unaware that Jules has devised a plan, hiding a dart. Before they reach the destination, she attacks Jackie and manages to escape from the vehicle. Quickly, Jackie, still conscious, chases Jules up a hill, where she prepares to kill her. But suddenly, Jackie faints. Jules approaches her slowly, and looking at Jackie's face, cannot conceive that this was the woman she once loved. Jules decides not to kill her. Instead, she runs to her car and leaves. However, circumstances lead her to return to Jackie's location with a knife to finish her off. When she notes that Jackie is no longer there, Jules goes back to the house, grabs a gun, and devises a new plan. She plays loud music in the house to lure Jackie back. As soon as Jackie enters, Jules promptly points the gun at her head. Jackie remains completely calm and warns that if the trigger is pulled, only Jules will hurt herself because the gun is very old and the bullet may jam and hit Jules. Jackie tries to dissuade her, but Jules fires. Jackie runs upstairs to save herself. Jules checks the attic, unaware that she will be ambushed. In the following scene, we only see the ceiling, and then it is revealed that Jackie fought Jules and won. In the next scene, we see Jackie creating a false scenario by throwing Jules off the cliff, where it will lead everyone to believe it was an accident. With a cold mind, Jackie presents a false story to the police, takes her insulin, and prepares to flee. However, when accessing her laptop, she finds a video message recorded by Jules. In the video, Jules states that if someone is watching, they will know she is dead, ending with the warning that whoever is watching will not survive. Jules reveals that she mixed hydrogen peroxide into Jackie's insulin, which will result in blood clots. The clot will reach her brain, leading her to have a stroke, making salvation impossible. Jackie starts gasping for air, realizing she is dying and panicking. She drags herself through the forest, facing episodes of fainting and spotting an old bear, the same one she had killed in her childhood. She runs in terror, and all her memories flash before her eyes. Then she suffers a stroke. Jackie falls to the ground, convulsing and struggling to breathe, her life slowly fading away. The final scene shows Jules lying still, as if she were dead, but then it seems she stirs and breathes.